Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is all about how to read a crochet chart. So this is useful if you're doing tapestry crochet or colourwork and you're struggling to read the chart. I will explain how to read it in this video. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing you need to know is you will have numbers, rows, and columns. Each square is basically one stitch. So one square equals one stitch. You can have a crochet chart of your whole crochet project, or in this case here I have 6 stitches that are repeated around per round. So you can have both a piece of the crochet pattern that you repeat around or a whole pattern as well. But the most important thing to know is obviously the numbers equals to your rounds or your rows, as well as the stitches. So the horizontal number will be your rounds or your rows, and your vertical numbers is your number of stitches. I'm right-handed, so I read my chart from right to left. I believe if you're left-handed, you do the opposite, which creates a mirror image of your project. So it's something to be aware of if you're left-handed. But for me, since I'm right-handed, I'm starting from the right, and my project is worked in rounds. So I just did round 8, which is just a straight round of purple, and it's the same for 9. So I'm just going to show you 9 here. So since my chart, it just squares of purple for the whole line, that means my round is just stitches of purple all around. As you can see, I'm crocheting in the back loop only. That's because that's what my pattern requires. But do what your pattern tells you. If it's not identified, it's probably in both loops. But otherwise it will be mentioned if it's in one on the front loops or the back loops only. So be sure to follow your pattern on that. And that's my row 9. So basically just one round of purple all around. Okay, so I'm about to finish round 9, but I can see that round 10, I need to change colors. So what I'm going to do is grab my next color, which is yellow in my case. And for the last couple of stitches, first I'm going to stitch over my color so it's nice and secure and I don't have to weave in the end later. This is optional, but I like to do that to make it nice and secure. And then for the very last stitch before round 10, before I finish my stitch with the purple, I'm actually going to grab my yellow yarn and finish my stitch with my yellow yarn to do a color change. If you need more help about color change, I do have a video on my channel, so you can have a look at that. But now I'm starting my round 10, which for me is just a round of yellow again. So I would repeat all around with my yellow, just stitching in each stitch with my yellow. And for the yarn that you're not using currently, so in my case right now is the purple, I don't need it again in this round, so I dropped it in this case. If I was to use it again in the same round, I would whether carry my yarn or crochet over it. I personally prefer to carry my yarn, so I will show you in another round how I do that. I also have a tutorial on my channel if you need more help with that as well. You can crochet over it, but sometimes the color peeps through, especially if you're using white in a darker color. I find it sometimes peeps through and you can see it through the stitches, so just be aware of that. Okay, so next up is round 11 for me, and my round 11 tells me to do one stitch in yellow, then one stitch in purple. So we're going to do one stitch in yellow, do a color change, finish the yarn, the stitch with the purple, then one stitch in purple. Before we finish, we change back to yellow in my case. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in yellow. So I'll be doing 1, 2, and here's where I would carry my yarn. So I just catch it in my stitch and it getting caught, so then you don't have any tension problem later. And that was my 4th stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then since I only have 6 stitches and it's a repeated pattern, I do that again. So first stitch is a yellow, then we change our yarn. Second stitch is a purple, change a yarn again, and then followed by 1, 2, 3, carry the yarn, and 4, yellow. And I just repeat that pattern all around to follow my chart. So here I'm just finishing up my round 11, and I can see that my next round 12 starts with a purple. So that means I need to do my color change in my last stitch before starting the purple round. That's what I just did my color change, and now we're ready for the purple. So next round is purple, yellow, purple, then 1, 2, 3, yellow. So purple, change to yellow, then yellow, change to purple, then purple, change to yellow. Got my first 3 stitches, and then it says 3 in yellow. 1, 2, and 3, but we're starting over again, so now we do a color change. So do that again, purple, change to yellow. Next is yellow, change to purple. Next is purple, change back to yellow. And 1, 2, 3. And I repeat that all around again. Okay, so this is what my piece looks like so far. For the next round, I have a yellow, a purple, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 yellow. So first I do yellow, change to purple. Then purple, change to yellow. And then followed by 4 yellow. And here, so in total, since we're repeating this pattern, they're going to be 5 yellows in a row. So this is a great area to carry your yarn to make sure your tension is good. As I said, if you do need more information, I will leave my other video below of how to carry your yarn. You can also leave floats in the inside, especially if you're doing tapestry crochet and it's not going to be stuffed like this piece. I know people can leave floats as well on the inside, which I forgot to mention earlier. It's totally up to you. It's personal. You just have to find the best way to manage the yarn for yourself. So this is basically how to read a crochet chart. As I said, just to recap, you can have whether the whole chart for your whole project or a pattern that's repeated around. Just follow what your pattern says. The most important thing to know is that each square represents 1 stitch. Just follow the color. It's best to do your color change before the next color to make it nice and neat. And make sure you figure out a way to manage the floats on the inside, or to carry your yarn, leave some floats or crochet over it, are all examples of what you can do to make your color work nice and neat and not all tangled up. If you have any further questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll get back to you. I hope you have fun crocheting your color work, your tapestry work, whatever you're doing. Please let me know as well. I'd love to know what you're working on. If you want to know what I'm working on, this will be a spring mug, and I believe it'll be the next video up on my channel. So if you want to see that, do come back to have a look. And in the meantime, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video real soon. Thank you so much.